Hi, we're the huge movie fanatics, and I, being a huge movie fanatic myself, was researching new movies coming out, and got kind of excited because I'm a Robocop fan, and there's going to be a Robocop reboot coming out.
This is the first I heard of it.
Yeah, we were just BSing off screen.
And I said, well, let's record this.
Yeah, so they're making a reboot of Robocop. Got some big names behind it. The director who did The Elite Squad, which is a foreign action film that's supposed to be insanely good. I'm in the process of tracking it down. He's directing the movie, but that movie is supposed to be like one of the best action movies to come out in the past couple of years. Gary Oldman's going to be in it, and who doesn't love Gary Oldman? It's got a lot of other actors I can't quite remember right off the top of my head who's
but anyway, he's saying that there's this,
There's this screenwriter who got a hold of the script and he did a review, and I'll see if I can send him the link. He can do with it what he will, like put it in there, but he was saying that he couldn't understand how this stuff that was this bad has made it into a screenplay that is actually being filmed currently. And what reminded me of this is he moved
just a Rottweiler
review, and he couldn't understand how that got written. So, apparently, like he goes through like 5 suits in the movie, like Robocop, and it sounds like they're doing it more like an Iron Man kind of thing. But he like transforms. He has different modes where he transforms into a different kind of bot, which is like, that's lame. And they outsource it apparently to China. They outsource the creation of his
in the
suit
movie or for
China.
the movie?
No, in the movie.
Oh, so they at least comment on that.
Yeah, and apparently, like after his first big save, where he saved somebody, news cameras catch it, and the news reporter, and they were like, "This is a literal line in the movie." It turns and it was like, "Well, Dan, or whatever. We can all agree that he's half hero, half man, all cop, or whatever the tagline, or half machine, half man, all cop."
Yeah.
Which was on the poster to the movie.
Right.
And it's just like that in an actual movie is going to be like slit your wrist, kind of like just bad, like, oh, please don't let that actually happen. And like there.
Yeah, but for a news person to say that's dismissible because news people just are all full of shit anyway, though.
I don't know. I watch a lot of news, and very rarely do they have that. I like the news, like very rarely are they that like cheesy and campy. That's more like Hollywood
that's
makes
how
them
RoboCop. Don't you remember the news segments and stuff in the RoboCop movie? That sounds like it.
I don't know. It just sounds really like cheesy. And the guy, he went through like the whole script, and he didn't spoil any major scenes or anything like that because he wants it to be all fresh for
all
you.
the shit to be not spoiled.
Yeah, pretty much. And he doesn't cover any of the action beats or anything like that. But he picks out lines of dialogue that are just like atrocious and all sorts of different things. But I was kind of excited for the movie because I'm like, oh, Robocop, yay!
Well, I've been saying for years to myself that that Robocop is such a great title and such a great idea, and it's long overdue. Well, that's when I was saying Robocop 4, which of course now you don't do that, but
now it's trendy to be a number 4, to be a letdown also, but it's trendy to be a number 4.
Well, yeah, but so I was saying for years that I'd like to see the title back. I mean, Robocop something.
They made like 3 direct-to-DVD movies too.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I have one
like
of those.
6 or 7.
Yeah,
I haven't watched them. One of my friends, she's hardcore into Robocop. Like, it's her favorite thing in the world.
Wow.
And she constantly wants to have Robocop gatherings, and it's heartbreaking to tell her that, like, yeah, it's fine. We'll watch it. But, like, outside of the first one, they're not particularly great. The second one has some merit.
I like the second one.
I like some aspect to the second one. The third one I wasn't.
No, the third one's mostly shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we were just talking about this in between the videos, and I said, well, why not video while you tell me?
Yeah. So that was me dropping.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Robocop reboot information and how it's kind of disappointing.
By the writer of Battleship.
Apparently.
Let me ask you something real quick now. What do you think the reason for this is? Do you think it's a conspiracy? I mean, the reason for the shitty movies, absolutely shitty movies.
Like reboots?
Well, anything. Well, I guess any movie like these, like Why do you think they exist? Like this RoboCop, which is apparently got just. This guy can't even imagine how this script is even getting shot. I mean, why are things
they
like
keep,
Battleship?
for whatever reason, giving it to people who aren't fans of the series, and like Batman panned out because they had somebody, Joel Schumacher, who wasn't like he'd read Batman Year One. He always wanted to make Batman Year One, and Warner Brothers constantly said no. So what he made was his popcorn Warner Brothers kind of like action.
But why does it always get reduced to the popcorn?
I don't know,
shit?
but then Chris Nolan, who's a fan of Batman, they gave him a shot, and that's when like the reboot or remake of Batman came out, and Mark Webb of Spider-Man, like he's apparently a fan too, and he's a fan of a specific series of Spider-Man comics, and that's what the movie was very reflective of. It's not necessarily the best series, but it's like that kind of worked a little bit as well. But like the Nightmare on Elm Street and most of the Platinum Dunes ones, they are Platinum Dunes, but Platinum's Dunes movies they're not fans who are doing it. They're just doing it because it's a job, or because they might get something better out of it, or they'll get to do their own original piece if they do it, but their movies don't really make a whole lot of money or aren't as successful as they're wanted to be, and it's just kind of unfortunate. A lot of the actors turn on the filmmaker. Like after Rooney Mara teamed up with David Fincher, she started talking a lot of shit about Nightmare on Elm Street and how she hated that character and there was no substance and all that stuff, all of which is true, but it's also kind of a jerk move because you still did it. You should stand by what you've done.
What do you mean teamed up with David Fincher?
Well, like, because she's done 2 movies with him in a row. Like,
what was the other one?
Social Network, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. She is the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. But, I don't know, and Shia LaBeouf has done that as well, where he, like, the moment he started working with Oliver Stone, he was like, yeah, that Indiana Jones, that really just wasn't a very good idea, now was it? And he's like, and I won't be doing another Transformers movie. Oliver Stone's movie wasn't a huge success, and it was probably a lot worse than Wall Street 1, so suddenly he's like, I'd be willing to work with Michael Bay any day. Like, it's never a good idea to, even if it is speaking truthfully. I've always been a stand by what you actually feel, what you actually think, but you should also stand by what you've done, and, like, explain why you've done it, kind of thing.
Yeah, don't do something and say, I mean, if you watch interviews in the set of Indiana Jones, he's like, I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah, I know, exactly. That's just it. Like, and if at the end of the movie it's edited bad or something like that, or that your part is marginalized, that's one thing. But if it's something different like that, I have a feeling like Spielberg is there's the script, it's now on the screen kind of filmmaker. You should have known that that's what it was going to turn out like. I happen to actually like that movie, but like still he shouldn't have. I don't know. I have a problem when a lot of actors do that. The dude who played Hawkeye in The Avengers said that he was really disappointed with that movie when he was promoting Bourne currently, because he's the star of that new Bourne thing, and he was saying that he was happy to be in Bourne because he gets to have a lot of emotion and whatnot, and it's really an actor's piece, not really like what he did on The Avengers. And he was saying that he was really disappointed that his character is just left into the background. It's like, well, you took that job. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
what was it on the page?
Yeah, like, to be fair, there is over 30 minutes of stuff deleted from that movie, so it could have wound up on the cutting room floor, but that's because your character wasn't the pivotal character in that movie. You are a side assassin who is helping these 4 heroes. Like, yeah, but I don't know, I just have a problem when people do that. It just seems ungrateful.
Yeah, I mean, shit, you know, you're an A, you're in a number, you're in a, yeah.
I mean, The Avengers is like the 3rd highest grossing movie of all time.
Is it?
Yeah, like officially behind Avatar and Titanic.
So it passed Dark Knight?
Yeah, it passed Dark Knight. And it passed Harry Potter. So, yeah. It just...
What kind of business is Dark Knight doing?
It had a sharp drop off because of the shooting, but it's maintaining the past couple of weeks. It's not going to hit what The Dark Knight did, but it'll do better than Batman Begins. but also word of mouth is probably spreading that it's not the best movie in the world. So, I mean, people went back over and over again to see The Dark Knight because it was good.
Oh, yeah.
I know I did. I saw it 3 times in the theater, and I was just like, yes, 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 I want to see this. And this one, I was like, I got to see that again just because I got to make sure. Okay, that is what it is.
Yeah, I almost did that, but then I didn't. I was pretty sure it is what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, what do you think?
I think that's it. That's enough for Robocop
So
talk.
that was Robocop branching off to whatever else, so thanks for watching.